Happy Friday and welcome everyone. Stop my music.
Alexa, turn off table light.
Dr. Akhu, I am ready to welcome the staff. I know some people are beginning to come in, but I know that your time with us is very precious. And so I'd like to utilize the entire hour for mindfulness as opposed to waiting. So if you
Definitely.
Okay.
Please get us started and then.
Great. Greetings to the Greenberg Central School District family. We have our Dr. Akhu back with us today to share with us mindfulness strategies to help us through the stresses of this pandemic. We are so lucky as a school district to have forged such a fantastic partnership with Dr. Akhu. Without any further delay, ladies and gentlemen, I give to you our partner, Dr. Akhu.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Chase. I appreciate those kind words, and I just want to thank you. You guys are so lucky to have such a great person that is leading you and leading your schools, and I really appreciate being brought in to share with you all. So I'm excited to be back today. Yes, this hour is all about you, so feel free to turn your cameras off. You can communicate in the chat, but this is all about your relaxation. There's so many Zoom meetings these days where you have to be on and people have to see you and all of that. So that's not what this is about. I'll leave my camera on in case you guys want to see me for now, but this is all about you. So this is about de-stressing. And at some point, I'm going to turn my camera off too, so that you guys can just focus on my words and focus on what's on the screen. So that being said, let's get started in the way that I like to get started. Part of our little, ritual we've got going here in all of the workshops is with some deep belly breathing, so we can all get grounded in this time and this space and be ready to spend just 60 minutes together de-stressing. So place one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach. And these hands are really not necessary, but we do it to help us focus on knowing that we are breathing deeply when the breath goes all the way down to the bottom of your lungs. And you know that because that hand on your tummy should be moving in and out, while this hand on your heart should be resting quietly, just enjoying your heart breath. So let's together take 4 deep breaths, all in your own timing. Here we go. Okay, now that you've done that, share in the chat. Remind me, tell me, how was it for you to take just 4 deep breaths? And you can share in the chat by typing something. You can just give me a thumbs up. What was it like? 4 deep breaths. Grounding. Calm. Great. And the reason why I like to start workshops with this is because it's such a powerful tool. 4 deep breaths is all it takes to help you find calm, grounding, I see cleansing. And so as you're out there and things are chaotic and you're feeling stressed, know that you can do all sorts of wonderful things. You can meditate for half an hour, all that's great. But all you really need to do to start calming down is take 4 good deep breaths. And that is always within your ability. So relaxing. Excellent. All right. So allowing our minds to focus on too much in the past leads to depression. Allowing our minds to focus too much on the future can lead to anxiety. All we truly have is the present. And when we focus on the present moment, being in the here and now, we are most likely to find inner peace. Therefore, today's Feel Good Friday topic is mindfulness. Most of us spend our days half aware of what we're doing and what we're thinking. We live in and on autopilot and go through our routines without noticing what we're doing unless our routine is thrown off. Mindfulness develops by noticing mindlessness and using this awareness to be more intentional about your actions. If you can bring more intention to your routines and take time to schedule in mindfulness practice, you can begin to reap the benefits of mindfulness. This short video will help you understand how mindfulness is a superpower. And I'm going to take myself off screen so that you guys can really focus on what I'm saying and what I'm showing. And then I will come back on at the end to share our usual way of closing, which is the breath square.
You may have heard this word mindfulness.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I remembered to share the audio. So let me just take a second to share the sound to make sure you guys can hear well. All right, here we go.
It's become something of a buzz phrase of late. So I'm going to give you one simple, serviceable definition, which is this. Mindfulness is the ability to know what's happening in your head at any given moment without getting carried away by it. Imagine how useful this could be. Just as an example, you're driving down the road and somebody cuts you off in traffic. How do you normally react? I think most of us, we normally react by having a thought, which is, I'm pissed. And then what happens next? You immediately, habitually, reflexively inhabit that thought. You actually become pissed. There's no buffer between the stimulus and your reaction. With just a little bit of mindfulness, in that same situation, you might notice my chest is buzzing, my ears are turning red, I'm having a starburst of self-righteous thoughts, I'm getting angry. But you don't necessarily have to act on it and chase that person down the road, screaming at them with your kids in the back of the car thinking you've gone nuts. Now, you might be thinking, don't I need to get angry sometimes? Aren't I justified? I would say yes, but probably not as much as you think. The proposition here is not that you should be rendered by mindfulness into some lifeless, non-judgmental blob. The proposition is that you should learn how to respond wisely to things that happen to you rather than just reacting blindly. And that, my friends, is a superpower. How do you get it? The way to get it is through meditation. I believe that meditation and mindfulness are the next big public health revolution. In the 1940s, if you told somebody you were going running, they would have said, who's chasing you? But then what happened next? The scientists swooped in, they showed that physical exercise is really good for you, and now all of us do it, and if we don't, we feel guilty about it. And that's where I think we're headed with mindfulness and meditation. It's going to join the pantheon of no-brainers like brushing your teeth, eating well, and taking the meds your doctor prescribed for you. Let me just close by saying, mindfulness is not going to solve all of your problems. It's not going to render your life a nonstop parade of unicorns and rainbows. Nonetheless, this is a superpower and one that is accessible by you immediately.
Mindfulness has been around for thousands of years with its roots in Eastern religions, such as such as Buddhism, and possibly roots before that in places like ancient Egypt. However, modern day mindfulness is not a religious practice. Mindfulness becomes a became popular in Western culture primarily because of John Kabat-Zinn, who created the mindfulness-based stress reduction program back in the 1970s. In the early 2000s, there was an explosion of research in mindfulness interventions, which could explain why mindfulness had become so popular today. In a society where busyness and burnout are the norm, mindfulness offers an alternative experience of living that has been shown to provide enormous benefits, and it's free and available to everyone and anyone, even the youngest among us. Mindfulness has helped us. Mindfulness helps us to connect with ourselves and others, react productively to stressful situations, just kind of like what we saw in that little video, and find more balance in our busy lives. Research on mindfulness has shown that there are many benefits to mindfulness, including decreasing stress responses, increasing immune system activity, okay, increasing capacity for compassion, improving ability to regulate emotions, increasing ability to relax, improving ability to experience moments with greater clarity and objectivity. And I think what's really interesting, and many people probably don't know or don't realize or wouldn't connect with mindfulness, but mindfulness can also improve chronic pain levels and improve anxiety and depression symptoms. Right? So there are so many things and so many benefits to mindfulness. It makes you wonder, why aren't we all practicing it? At its core, mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. Today, we're going to focus on the two main paths to mindfulness. Everyday mindfulness, which is really easy, things that you can start to incorporate as soon as we get off of this meeting, and mindfulness meditation. An easy way to practice mindfulness is to simply pay close attention to what you're doing. This may sound simple at first, but it's amazing how much of the time we're not paying attention to what we're doing, but rather our mind is focused on what's happening later in the day or ruminating on something from the day before. Mindfulness is not something you do, it's really more about the way you approach living, a commitment to slowing down, to just be in the present moment. But how? Whatever you're doing, focus on one and only one thing at a time. Here are a few examples and ideas. When you wash the dishes, just wash your dishes. Don't plan the rest of your day or your evening. Don't do the dishes to get another task checked off your checklist. Instead, notice the temperature of the water, the smell of the dish detergent, the feel of the soap suds, the pressure of the water on your hands. See if you can actually enjoy the act of washing the dishes. Driving. You'll be amazed at all the things you notice on your commute to work or while running errands if you turn off the radio and just look around. The same old streets you've driven by almost every day can become different and are different every single day, especially as the weather's changing. So being more aware and in the moment while driving. The next idea is focus more on reminders to take a deep breath. And, we already saw from the beginning of our time together how incredible breathing can be. It helps you bring yourself back to the present moment. What's called waiting practice. We spend a lot of time waiting, and most of us don't like it. I hate waiting, or at least I used to before I started practicing more mindfulness. Waiting at stoplights, waiting in lines at the grocery store, waiting to do something for something to heat up in the microwave. You can use these times as opportunities to stop, take one or two or four deep breaths, and reorient yourself to the present moment. Start doing that at stoplights or and see what happens. You know, I find that it's really helpful to connect it to something that you do regularly. I just told a medical doctor that I'm working with who is, you know, actively working with people in the hospital that are sick. You know, when you go to the restroom, and medical doctors don't take a lot of breaks, but when you go to the restroom, take an extra 30 seconds to just do some breathing so that you can keep bringing your stress level down as you go forward. Another practice, a doorway practice. As you cross through a doorway or a threshold, again, stop to take a deep breath because we could do that multiple times a day. In my individual work, I just suggested to a medical doctor, right, that she do that, and I find that as I'm listening to clients, I spend time. I can fully listen and I can take deep breaths at the same time. One doesn't take away from the other. In fact, taking deep breaths helps me stay fully focused on what my clients are saying. So try to find an anchoring experience, something that you do multiple times a day, and see if you can pair that with some mindful activity like breathing or just focusing on being in the moment. Okay, we're going to try one of my favorite grounding exercises. In the room you're in right now, I want you to pick something that you can see and take a minute to describe it to yourself in your mind. Describe it as if you've never seen it before. What color is it? What texture does it have? How is it shaped? How big is it? How small? Become aware of all of the details that you notice. Now pick a second thing that you can see. What color is it? What's its texture? Shape? How big? How small? Become aware of all of the details that you can notice in that second thing that you're observing with your eyes. Now pick a third thing you can see and notice. What color is it? Its texture, its shape, its size. Become aware of all the details you notice. And now I want you to notice a sensation you can feel in your body, such as the feeling of your back against the chair or your feet on the ground. Focus on the sensation you choose, noticing it, feeling it, being with it fully. Now shift and pick a second sensation. Notice how that sensation feels. Be fully present to whatever your second sensation is. Now, if you're fully comfortable, close your eyes or gently gaze at the floor and focus on your sense of hearing. Pick one sound you can hear and focus on it. Describe it in your mind. What does it sound like? Is it the music that you're listening to in the background, or is there some other sound in your environment that you're noticing? Be fully with that sound. As you were doing this exercise, you might have noticed your mind wandering, and that's okay. That's a natural part of what happens with our minds. Whenever you notice that, if you're doing mindfulness, you just gently bring your mind back to whatever practice you're focusing on. The more you practice mindfulness, better you'll get at it. So please share in the chat, what was it like for you to do that three senses grounding exercise? Okay, calming, relaxing, helped me focus. Good. Interesting. And interesting is one of those interesting words that can mean a lot of things. But I think that anything new can be interesting, can be challenging the first time you do it. So to remember that too, that if you find these things difficult, then it's okay. Part of mindfulness is accepting that, as we're going to talk about in a second. But don't give up the first time. So many people think they can't meditate, they can't do mindfulness because they try it once and it's uncomfortable and they give up, as opposed to knowing, just like it took you more than one try to learn to drive or to ride a bike or to do so many other things, that you can learn to do this too. You just have to keep trying. Okay, we also got refreshing, difficult at first, but then calming, ease. Okay. All right. Excellent. Thank you. To truly make mindfulness part of your life, you need to have the right attitude and mindset. There are 7 attitudes of mindfulness, as described by John Kabat-Zinn in his book, Full Catastrophe Living. And so if anybody is interested in learning more about mindfulness, I strongly recommend this is a good book. Okay. Non-judging. Notice when you're being judgmental of yourself and others. And as I said before, it's good to notice this and to be gentle with yourself, though, because sometimes we can be hard on ourselves when we notice these things. And so it's not about being more judgmental because you notice you're judging. It's about noticing it so that you can let it go. Right? And a major aspect of mindfulness is to not label things as good and bad. And I do this all the time when I'm working individually with people. People are often labeling their actions, their thoughts, their choices as good or bad. It's all information. It's all important for us to know. But when we label things good and bad, we give them a lot of weight. And so when you keep things neutral, right, and just notice them, then you take that weight off of them. So being non-judgmental is definitely one of the pillars of mindfulness. Being patient, right? Letting things unfold in their own time without rushing. So important in this practice so that you don't give up the first, second, or third time when you feel like you're not getting it right. Again, there's no getting it right. It's just about practicing and being in the moment and knowing that things will unfold and things will get easier the more you do them. But even having done mindfulness for many years, you have days when your mind is still jumping around like a rabbit and it's much harder to stay focused in the moment. And then there are other days when it comes so easily, so like breathing without even thought. So know that even if you've been practicing mindfulness for a long time, there's still times and days, just like anything else, where things are more challenging. The beginner's mind, being receptive to new possibilities and realizing you don't need to know all of the answers. Trusting in yourself and taking responsibility for your actions. Non-striving, not forcing certain results to happen and letting things happen in their own time. And I think that's so connected to being non-judgmental and being accepting, but to just allow things to unfold. Oh, and then accepting things as they are in the moment without denying or trying to change them. Letting go, being willing to let go of the things, people, or ideas that prevent you from living in the moment. And this is one that sometimes I end up helping people with in my individual work. Okay, so that all being said, are you guys ready for a longer guided meditation? That's what's coming next. Okay, please make sure everybody's on mute. You can watch this candle as it flickers, but you can feel free to close your eyes at any point. Make sure that you're comfortable. Allow yourself to be sitting in some way that is comfortable. And let's begin. Allow your body to find a comfortable way to sit. Let your posture be upright, but not uptight. If it feels okay for you to close your eyes and place your attention on the sensation of your breathing and how breathing feels in your body. But if you'd like to leave your eyes open, feel free to follow the candle, gaze into the distance, whatever feels right to you in this moment. See if you can connect and sustain your attention to the full length of your in-breath. Allow yourself to experience the full length of the in-breath, the whole thing. Now see if you can connect and sustain your attention to the full length of the out-breath. Allow yourself to experience the full length of the out-breath, the whole thing. Now, practice fully focusing on your breath, both as you breathe in and as you exhale. Seek to stay focused fully on your breath. Stray thoughts will come. When they do, gently choose to return your. As you continue to become more aware of your breathing body, slowly bring your attention to your forehead. Feel the energy of your mind behind the eyes and at the temples. Let go of any tension in the muscles of your forehead. Feel all the muscles around your eyes and at your temples relax. Now see if you can let go of any tension you notice anywhere in your face. Let your jaw relax. Now see if you can release any tension at your neck or throat. As you send the breath down into the body, begin to pour your awareness down into your body. Slowly begin to move awareness across the top of your shoulders, releasing any tension that you are aware of in your shoulders. Let your awareness slowly move down into your biceps and elbows, down into your forearms and wrists. Bring your awareness into your hands and feel the sensation of all 10 fingers. If you begin to recognize that your mind wanders or that you become lost in your thoughts, plans, or memories, just take a short pause and bring your attention back to the sensations of your breathing body. As you bring your attention back to your breathing body, continue to focus on the sensations you feel. Practice bringing your attention back over and over again. And see if you can also bring an attitude of kindness and friendliness toward yourself. If you find this to be challenging, you can offer yourself a simple phrase: may I be at ease. May I be at ease. Bring your attention back to the center of your body. Feel the sensations of the breath at your belly. Allow the belly to soften as you feel the rise and fall of your breathing. As you focus on the rise and fall of your belly and your breathing, know that it's okay to have straight thoughts. Just gently bring your mind back to your current focus, your breath in your belly. Allow your awareness to drop into the body by connecting with the experience of gravity. Feel the weight and pressure of your body sitting in the chair. Connect your attention to the touch points of the sitting, breathing body. Extend your awareness across the top of your thighs, then into the knees and down the front of your legs. Feeling the thin shin bones in the front and the muscles of the calves in the back. Finally, allow that awareness to arrive down inside of your feet as they rest on top of the floor. Put your full awareness into the foot on the left. Slowly move the foot on the left to meet the foot on the right. Both feet together resting firmly on the floor. Stray thoughts will come. When they do, gently choose to return your focus back to your breath and your body. Open your full awareness to the global sensation of the body, recognizing that there is a body. There is a body sitting, there is a body breathing. Allow your awareness to rest in the body. As best as you can, establish present time, mindfulness, awareness of your body. Return back to the breath and the body anytime you recognize that your mind has wandered. With each of your next 4 deep breaths, allow yourself to slowly return to your normal state. Whenever you're ready, share what that was like for you in the chat. Okay, so far I see I got sleepy. And I often tell people a great time to practice meditation is at bedtime. There is something important about practicing when you're fully awake and fully rested. But especially when you're busy, I think practicing at bedtime is great because it helps our minds quiet down so we can get sleepy and so that we can rest well. And rest is often one of those things that suffers when we are stressed or extra busy. So, sleepy is not a bad thing at all. I see peaceful, very relaxed. Great, because that's definitely my goal. Although I am open to and want to hear anybody that found this difficult, struggled with it. You guys, I just led you through about a 15-minute meditation, which is longer than we've ever done before. And so it might have been difficult for some of you, and that's okay too. It's all about trying different things and finding the things that work best for you. Ah, difficult. I should have turned off my phone. And thank you. That's helpful because I should have asked you all to turn off your phones, right? I should have reminded you all to turn off anything that could be distracting so that you could fully be in the moment. And I should actually make that something that I do at the beginning of this hour, that we should all try to fully be in this moment. All right. Thank you for building our stamina for meditation. Yes, that is the goal. Got lost in my thoughts and had to tell them. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. We all get lost in our thoughts. And it's just about gently bringing your mind back to what you're doing, right? Not being judgmental for being lost in your thoughts. Our brains are meant to think, but to gently bring your mind back to whatever you're doing, whatever you're focusing on your breathing or focusing on washing the dishes, whatever the practice is in the moment. Okay, so we have a few minutes left, and as always, I will end our time together with the breath square. But I wanted you guys know, or you should know, that humor is one of my things. And so I wanted to share something that hopefully will be inspirational to help you guys really decide to do some mindfulness practice. But also, I found um, heartwarming and humorous all at the same time. So I'm going to share one last little video for you guys.
Mom, are you ready to be his friend?
Yes.
Try not to be that high up to be friends. I want everything to be low. Okay?
Okay.
Just try your best. I don't want you and my dad to be replaced and meanies again. I want you and my dad to be placed as settled and be friends. I'm not trying to be mean. I just want everyone to be friends. And if I can be nice, I think all of us can be nice too. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm trying to do my best in my heart. Nothing else than that. I want you, Mom, my dad, everyone to be friends. I want everyone to be smiling, not like being mad. I want everything to smile. Especially when I see someone, I want them to smile. Especially Nana, everyone. I want everyone to smile. And if that's for my dad and you, Mom, I think you can do it. I think you can settle your mean heights down a little to short heights. Then it's both, okay? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be a bully. I'm trying to be steady on the floor, not way down, on straight, on the middle where my heart is. My heart is something. Everyone else's heart is something too. And if we live in a world where everyone's being mean, everyone's going to be a monster in their future. What if there's a little bit of persons and we will eat them, then no one will ever be here. Only the monsters in our place. We need everyone to be a person. Everyone, including me and my mom, everyone. I just want everything to be settled down. Nothing else. I just want everything to be good as possible. Nothing else.
Thank you, Tiana. Come and give mommy chip chip. I love you.
I love you too.
I can see you guys love the video. Yeah, she is absolutely adorable. I got lots of great comments. Somebody got a little choked up. Cute. Oh, she's cute. Love her. Me too. She's adorable. She's beautiful. Wow. And the children should lead us. Yes. And I don't know if you, just in case you didn't catch that, that's what the speech she gave to her mom after her parents were arguing. And I love it because it is such a good reminder of why we need to practice mindfulness and that our children are watching. Our children and the children that you teach and lead are watching. We are leading by examples. We can teach them to breathe deep so that they can control their emotions and not lash out at each other in anger, because we don't all want to be monsters, like that cutie pie just said. She's definitely Where can we find? I know I have to put a list of the videos that I use together to send to you all. It's a YouTube video. I promise the next time I come, I will share a list of all the links that I've used so far, because she is just absolutely adorable. And I think of her when I'm, you know, feeling busy, and it reminds me it doesn't take much time to do mindfulness meditation, right? To focus on the breath, how important it is for us to do, how important it is for me to teach my child. So that's why I brought her to remind us all. So I am going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to end us with the breath square. And then in the last couple of minutes, if there are any questions or comments, if anybody wants to unmute themselves and talk with their voices, you can. Or if you want to type any questions into the chat, we can do that. All right. Okay, so our traditional ending, but I always like to explain, just in case there's somebody that hasn't joined us for all these months, this is my favorite of all breathing exercises, the breath square. You're going to inhale for a slow count of 4. You're going to hold the breath in your lungs for a slow count of 4. You're going to exhale for a slow count of 4, and then you're going to wait. And that's the magic. The waiting before you breathe in again is really the magic that makes this work. So we're going to do that 4 times, and then I'll take any questions. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I hope you are all feeling more relaxed than you did an hour ago. We're officially over if anybody needs to go. But I am open to answering any questions or hearing any comments, any feedback. I love your feedback. It reminds me to do things like ask you all to mute your phones before we go into meditation to help you relax better. So I am open to it all. All right. You are very welcome. I'm glad you liked it. You're all very welcome. Anybody have any questions or comments?
Dr. Akhu, I want to thank you again, and I want to thank the staff for being open to just expressing themselves freely. And I want to thank you again for giving us this platform to do so safely.
You are very, very welcome. You're all so welcome. It is my pleasure and privilege to be here with you. Thank you all for coming and having me. And I look forward to seeing you all again next month, or hearing you all again, or reading in the chat, and being with you all to help you relax at least once a week, once a month for you all. Thank you.
Yes, and if you can send us the video of that beautiful child.
Okay, I will do that right away. I'll send that to you, Dr. Dupree, and you can, Dupree Chase, and you can release it to everybody.
I will distribute it widely. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, she is just absolutely adorable, and she makes me smile, warms my heart, and makes me tear up all at once, right?
And she is a reminder to how we should adorn and not adorn, but how we should govern ourselves, period. So she's
Yes.
a reminder of that. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll do that right now before I get distracted. Right. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Well, thank you, staff. Bye-bye, Greenberg Central School District family.
Steve? Steve?
Laser.
Oh, did you end? Hey, Dr. Chase.